Hello EVTV fans, I'm Richard Flentge here for the Friday show. We have a special guest today.
Returning
guest, the legend himself, Mr. Bill Bear.
Thank you, sir.
And to give you a little bit of introduction for Bill, you've probably seen him in past videos. And he, in my eyes, is quite a man that has put together and tore up some stuff. He was here between October 2015 and August of 2017. He built the Doka, the Tesla Doka, and he also was there at the Model 3 teardown where we pulled the battery out. That one, you may recall, the battery began to wobble, and I ran in and sacrificed my body and laid it across the battery to keep it from falling off the table.
Yeah, Jalopnik actually got a hold of that video and did a whole write-up on it, and then Yahoo got a hold of it.
That was a day in history. It was the first look at a Model 3 battery, and we did it here at EVTV.
I think it was one of the first videos to get over 50,000 views, too.
And I think it went to almost 500,000.
That's a lot of views.
That's a lot of views, and a lot of people are interested in looking at that battery. Anyhow, a little Tesla talk to a fellow shareholder here.
Yeah.
We had Battery Day. Did you enjoy that?
That was awesome. It was so much information, and
They
wait, there's more. Wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. And they did. They put so much information. It took 998 videos to explain it all on YouTube. I haven't watched all of them yet. I know some people have, but there were videos galore about the whole subject.
Everybody is all of a sudden a Tesla battery expert.
Yes.
And also a stock trading expert of Tesla shares.
Buy low, sell high. Always
advice.
Charge your batteries and discharge them at a proper and safe rate.
Yes.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, BMS.
But it was a big deal. It's a big deal for the company. It's a big deal for a lot of people. And it was thoroughly talked in our last, but we did do some measurements and some dimensioning, and that's a pretty good size little can of a battery. So.
Oh yeah, the physical size of the new one.
Physical size,
4680, something like that.
Now they had their production numbers out. They are tracking. They're trying to do 500,000 vehicles. They are a tad short, but they're going to have to do somewhere around 160, 170 in the fourth quarter. They did 139,300. It's about a 30 to 40% higher than 2019.
Go Tesla.
And I will tell you, as somebody that's been involved in manufacturing, if you're growing at over 25%, it's all you can do to hold on to the handlebars.
And that's amid a pandemic, too.
In the middle of a pandemic,
when all the other
is growing it.
When most other companies are
they can't get their
flatlining or
employees
dying.
to show up.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
they're killing it.
A big testament. We got a lot of talk on that and a lot of feedback, and that's a big day for a lot of people. It has been thoroughly discussed in a lot of different ways, especially the battery and the chemistry. I spent most of my time really on the production side of it, and I did do a little thing. You know, it's a process where they can produce the battery really by pushing a button and it comes out the other end.
Yep.
That's a big deal. That's a substantial part of the car is made by machinery now.
Sure.
So,
yeah, they got the dry cell.
Yep.
That was a big takeaway from it, is their new dry cell chemistry that they're going to start employing and massively reduce the amount of space taken by the thing and get it faster too.
Well, anyhow, I do want to recap some of your days here at EVTV and your time with Jack.
Yeah.
I know there were a lot of special times there and a lot of love between you two.
Well,
they produced
something
outcome. I will just say that.
We made some cool stuff.
We
definitely made cool stuff.
Let's go back and watch a little bit of video when you were GoProing Jack, when you went up to get his favorite, KFC. Let's take a look.
It's actually the first day of November. We have had a beautiful fall weather, but the worst tree fall I can ever remember. Just no colors of it.
No, it's not nice, is it?
It's sort of probably global warming.
What Leo says.
It's caused our leaves to not do very well. But our green thing is banging along pretty nicely here. Well,
Nice and quiet.
well, quieter. It's got some squeaks. In fact, I talked to Matt Hauber. He's just done a thing, and he makes the tires spin and the wheels smoke. And I guess I'm just like an old guy or something. Of course, the difference is, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Board, fatal accidents among people 55 and older are almost unheard of. They just don't have them.
Well, you haven't had them yet, have you?
No, I haven't had an accident since I was a kid.
Certainly not fatal.
19 years old. Yes, and it wasn't fatal. Probably should have been. Rolled a Plymouth over in Tennessee, 7 died one night after encountering a cricket rancher.
Say cricket?
Yep, the guy
like grasshoppers?
Actually, yep, had a white van that said, I don't know, Hobbs Cricket Ranch or something on it. He pulled that across the 2 northbound lanes of the unlimited access highway over in Tennessee. Saw me coming and stopped. Now, he was over 55, but neither of us were killed, so again.
I doubt your statistics.
Right.
I question them.
They're very real. It's a pretty regular trend line, right up to the 55 and older age group. They almost disappear from the data. You're driving like a bat out of hell. Y'all kill this. I don't remember that TV commercial.
No.
Guy with a 1959 Dodge doing about 3.5 miles an hour. He's telling his wife, you're driving like a bat out of hell. You'll kill us all. What do you want?
I want a grilled chicken sandwich if that's possible.
It's pretty possible. I think this is kind of.
Welcome back to my KFC. Please order when you're ready.
I want a grilled chicken sandwich, 3 thighs, original recipe, and 2 biscuits.
Sir, we don't have a grilled sandwich.
Oh. Well, then a chicken little sandwich. One of those.
The chicken little sandwich, and that's a crispy tender.
That's perfect.
Yeah, get a couple of those. They're pretty small. 2 of them.
So you want 2 chicken little sandwiches?
Yes.
And what else would you like?
3 thighs, original recipe, and 2 biscuits.
It's hard not to laugh.
All right, so I have 2 chicken little sandwiches only. 3-piece, 3 original thighs, and 2 biscuits. A total of 10.21 at the first window. Thank you.
Well, hold on now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys was done.
You know, I thought we were too, and then I saw this sign that it's back. The Nashville Hot, and it's got pickles and something in there.
Yes, it does.
What is that?
It's a smoky flavor sauce that we drizzle over the meat. It's pretty good.
All right, sign me up for one of those too.
Okay, what would you like with the Nashville Hot on it? You get one of those chicken little sandwiches that you have, or you can get your chicken. You can get one of your thighs drizzled in the Nashville Hot, but your chicken will have to be crispy.
Well, no, whatever this sign is here, it's got like a little bucket of chicken with pickles.
Those are the tenders.
Yeah.
Okay. And would you like the coleslaw that goes with it?
Sure.
Okay, and those 3 tenders do come with a biscuit also, so do you still want that extra biscuit?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Alrighty, anything else for you?
No, I think that'll do it.
Do you guys need any drinks?
No drinks.
Okay, so I have 2 chicken little sandwiches only, a 3-piece, 2 original thighs, and a biscuit, another extra biscuit, a 3 tender Nashville Hot basket with 2 pickles, coleslaw, and a biscuit.
Okay.
So it's 16.14 at the first window. Thank you.
All right. Well, it's rent day. I probably got it. We're going for everything here at the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Throwing caution to the winds in our visit to the Colonel. Still haven't smoked any tires. In fact, we're driving in third gear.
Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. With that headset, you look like you're from outer space.
I look like I'm from outer space?
Yeah, you got lights on your head.
We're recording this too, so don't do anything suspicious.
Yeah, 386, so you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
I noticed, Jack, when we were sitting there doing that order, that you didn't have the brake on. You were using the gas pedal to hold us on that hill.
I am.
Everybody with a DC motor might frown at that. Should the AC people frown also?
You know, Bill, I don't know. Obviously, you're running a little current through there. But you don't have the brushes that you have with a DC motor and the commutator. So I don't think it hurts it too much. But I have to tell you.
Hello, I have the 2 chicken little sandwiches only, a 3-piece with 3 original thighs, and then 2 biscuits, and then a 3-piece Nashville hot basket with coleslaw. Okay, I have your napkins, utensils, and straw in the bag.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, have a nice day.
You too.
Thank you.
Well, I tell you, that's good to remember him.
That was fun. That was a neat
fun.
day. Yeah.
He had a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and he had fun with himself. He had fun with the whole seriousness of the business, but I
Yeah.
always love him for that. He didn't take it too seriously,
No.
and he tried to make it entertaining, and God rest you. Jack, you did a wonderful job and served humanity here on earth, and we're never going to forget you. And every once in a while we have some KFC. And
Today?
we had KFC,
KFC
just
today.
to honor Mr. Rickard. And all the same, he always got original and mashed potatoes and gravy and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyhow,
And most of the time they got it right at the drive-thru.
yeah, they didn't for me. No, they wouldn't for me.
Sometimes
See, I'd
they
show
do.
up with 4 breasts when he wanted 2 thighs and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And I'd have to go back.
Usually he'd let you know about it if it
He
was up.
did. Anyhow,
And them, he'd call them too.
while you're here, since you did build the Doka, I want to go down, take a look at it,
Yeah.
and have you do a quick recount. Let's go
Yeah,
take a look
let's go
down
check
at
it
the
out.
Doka.
Well, it is good to see the old girl. Got herself a new haircut, got some new lights, got a light bar. I think my favorite addition though is this solar charging kit. It's kind of the Rube Goldberg of charging kits. There's a big DC-DC converter in here that would have been more than able to charge every cell phone in Cape Girardeau, but they thought it'd be cooler to put some solar panels on here and some inverters, and I'm glad they did. I think it's a good invention. It's a good addition. It's a really nice little vehicle. I enjoyed making it, and it's good to see it again. It's good to drive it. I kind of miss having it around, but yeah. So I'm glad to see that it's still working. All the batteries are still charged. They're taking care of it, keeping the air in the tires, and been pretty good to see.
Okay, a few changes in the vehicle, isn't
It was
it?
nice to see the old girl. She's got a different haircut now.
Yeah.
But
She's got solar panels on her and a few things differently.
Yeah.
And
They
I hope
extend
that,
the range.
I hope it inspires somebody out there. If the public wants to know, we could possibly let it be torn from our fingers for a six-figure sum. You know,
I love
if
the
anybody
solar
out there,
panels,
you know, but
I love this one. It's a Rube Goldberg way of
Rube
charging
Goldberg,
cell phones.
Well,
Yeah, it's
anyhow,
great.
that's a number
So
to throw
good.
out there. We could let it be torn from our fingers if the number came right.
6 figures.
6 figures, I
Yeah.
suppose.
All right.
Anyhow,
Alphanumeric.
okay. Now, I know that a lot of people have been talking about the Model Y. And a matter of fact, Tech Times has been spreading a rumor that the new 4680 is in the Model Y.
You mean Elon may have been holding back a little bit of information
He's
on this?
sandbagged. I thought he was sandbagging the whole battery day.
Yeah.
Baffling. I think he was baffling somebody.
A little bit of half-truths.
Yeah, never tell the whole truth and whole lie at the same time. Remember,
Right.
Remember that if you're ever in public and you're having to represent something like that, the government or large corporations, never tell the whole truth or the whole lie all at the same time.
Yeah.
They'll never catch you. Anyhow, he was baffling. But let's go down. We got Jack's Model Y around, and we're just going to take a little sniff around that. And I want your opinion on camera as you're looking at it. Let's go take a look.
So that was a drive of the Tesla Model Y. Got to tell you, this is just such an amazing car. It's obviously reminiscent of the Model 3. It's based heavily on it, but it's just such a good car. It's just the dual motors are outstanding. The speed, the quiet, the refinement, the tightness, the steering wheel feels nice. Just everything about this car just feels so good. I can't get over it enough. I'd like to say I went and did a million-mile test drive. I got 998,992. I couldn't sit in the seat any longer. I had to come back. So I can't confirm a million-mile battery just yet. It feels a little bit wallowy around the corners, like there's a little extra weight maybe in the bottom. And I look under there and the battery box is a little bit lower, but I can't confirm any different size batteries. And I'm not going to take apart Jack's car, as much as I'd love to. But I can tell you that it's an amazing vehicle and it's an amazing company, and I'm proud to be a shareholder of them, and I'm proud to be a car guy, an electric car guy in this time. It's a pretty cool. But otherwise, it's really nice to see it, and it's kind of all I got to say to it. Back to the shop.
So Bill, how would you like a job where you get to drive around all day in a Model S, carry a computer, and everybody's glad to see you?
That doesn't exist,
It
surely.
does too, as a Tesla tech. So we had one come visit. We had scheduled him for the Homelink, and he showed up last week. So we got a little
Really?
bit of a video clip within the courtesy range of corporate support, because we are big Tesla fanboys here.
Yeah.
And we would not want to get any authorized employees in trouble. But
Yeah.
he was a wonderful, polite gentleman, and he did a wonderful job, and he represented the company very well. Let's take a look. Okay, we're standing outside EVTV. We're waiting on the Tesla technician, and this is Jack's Homelink that we ordered actually well before his passing, well before his death, and he wanted that, and I'm glad that we're getting to get that put in there for him. And I'm out here with his Model Y, same Model Y, and boy, I tell you, it is a sweet car, and can't say enough about it. One thing that Jack liked, it made it easier for him to get in and out of the car, and gave him some more room. He also ordered the all black. I love that. It's got the red caliber covers. I don't know who came up with that. I think it was AMG, but that makes it sort of really special. Anyhow, we're waiting here for the technician. He's texted, said he's pretty close. And I don't know if I can get him to talk, but I don't want to get anybody in trouble with Tesla, but that's what's going on today at EVTV. And I'm wanting to know what's in this box, which was $300, and it says, do not open. So I didn't open it, so I wonder what's in there, but It doesn't feel like much, but we're going to find out, and that's going to be on the show. Stay with us. There you go, right here. Tesla service with a smile.
Hey there, how you doing?
Just fine. We're glad you're here. You know we do a Tesla video show, didn't you?
I did not know.
This guy that owns the car was the biggest fan, a big stockholder.
Okay.
So do you mind being on video a little bit?
No,
or?
I don't mind.
Okay. What is your name, Brandon?
I'm Bobby.
Bobby? You're filming everything? We're glad you're here, Bobby.
Oh, nice to meet you.
We've been
Sorry,
just-
a little late.
Nah.
I'm up in Poplar Bluff.
No way. Somebody at Poplar Bluff has a Tesla?
Yeah, Model X. I was doing a seat
You
on
wouldn't
it, so
believe
I
what.
wanted.
That's close to the hills in Poplar Bluff, man. Whew. Anyhow, we were just curious to see what's in the box. Is it just software?
Yeah, it's just a little module.
Okay.
There's a plug in the car. The wiring's already ran for it. It's just got a dummy plug in it.
Good deal.
Pop it in.
We have not opened it.
All right.
And we are filming the show right now. So we want to see everything.
It's gonna take me a minute to sign into the job on my computer, and then
Okay.
the
I'm happy something's in there. So this was a lot of fun. Get to ride around in an S.
sure do.
You know what I say about the S?
What's that?
It's one of the few cars you take a trip in and you feel better after you get out than you felt if like you were sitting at home. Yeah, it's a very comfortable car.
They're a lot of fun too.
They are. And they will definitely go over 100. Don't ask me how I know, but they will go over 100.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either.
I'm just gonna look into it, change configuration.
Anyhow, he is now logged in to his working account, and we're getting ready to change a little bit of the configuration in the car and install a small device to make the Homelink work. Here for the moment that we've all been waiting for is to see Bobby unopen the box. If you're not authorized personnel, by the way, you're not allowed to open the box. I didn't open the box. I set it carefully in a safe location and waited until the authorized service technician showed up, just as instructed. And I'm wondering, I'm in anticipation, along with probably tens of thousands of people out there in the audience, Bobby, that just want to know what's in the box.
Don't get your hopes up. It's just a module.
Okay. It's just the module.
You just
No, it's bigger than I thought. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. It is a substantial piece of equipment. So I'll take that for 300. Yeah,
So it's
that
just
looks
the
like
module
something.
Comes with the housing. The housing will go in there, and I'll bolt it in.
Amen. He's going to earn his pay today. Go ahead, Bobby. Let's get her done.
All right. So now the web's ready. I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh, it got to open the hood.
Yeah, it goes. It's gonna pull off the front.
Okay.
So we'll pop off
Okay.
these guys. If I just set this inside the door.
Yeah, so right there.
On the 3, that's why I was curious why it didn't show up on the Y.
How old's the 3?
That's a
18.
18, I believe, yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure some of the earlier 3s, they came standard and then they made it an option.
Gotcha.
Wow. This is worth 300 bucks to me, I'll tell you right now. How would you like a whole lot of people watching you work? Huh? Huh?
Alright, So you got your dummy plug. You got your
Your
tail right here.
little pigtail. Okay. We're getting into something. This is the module.
So what do you guys do here?
We basically take Tesla batteries and repurpose them and recondition them for solar storage and sell other car parts and solar parts.
Very cool.
We are kind of a mini Tesla shop in a way. But
All right. You mind if I take that?
there you go.
Go
We
ahead.
got that going.
Plug it into it.
And the owner who had this car actually was a very big early Tesla fan and supporter,
Okay.
and a substantial stockholder for several years. And he passed away recently. He just got his Y, and ended up he died about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
And we had ordered this for him for his new Y, and he didn't live long enough to see it installed. But God rest his soul, and I'm sure he's here with us in spirit.
Sorry for the loss.
Mm-hmm.
So I am it's just a 10mm bolt. It brackets to. There's
Okay.
a spot on the
Okay.
core support for it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Got it in their finger title. Just tighten it up and. I did skip a step. Might do that real quick.
What's that?
So, we'll usually turn the AC off and the screen off, and I'll shut the car down for a second. When it
Okay.
pops back up, the icon will be back on.
Okay.
Put the AC off so there's not a load.
Gotcha.
Power the MCU down. Let that sit disconnected for a second. I'll start putting the front back in while I'm waiting. But wiring's plugged back in. Just gotta be careful when you set this back in because the clips for this front are very flimsy.
Okay. Now there was a connector hanging down there?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
That one goes into.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
right there.
Okay.
Plug in back in. We'll just pop in like that. Go ahead and reconnect power. The cover.
Okay. Authorized service technician, thank you for your time today. We actually got something out of the box. It was well worth it, and the service technician did a very fast, quick, efficient job. And the Tesla service department showed up on time on the day they had scheduled. He kept in close contact with me. You know, sometimes it's kind of hard to talk to a human at Tesla, but
very hard.
I would always want you to know they do have humans employed. So at least for now. Anyhow, thanks a lot. We're going to go get it hooked up at Jack's. Stay with us. We're always going to keep you up to date on Tesla. Anyhow, I was glad there was something in the box.
Well, that was interesting.
I know, I'm glad
Wow.
there was I was thinking it's going to be a little piece of paper with an access code or something and a password. But there was actually something in there that made me feel better because the tech showed up and he didn't just type in a number. So
Cool.
we appreciated that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, one of the other things that went on, as Jack would used to do, I watched the comments and listened to the emails and stuff that came back. A lot of people talked about manufacturing and I had questions about that, and I did do some manufacturing, and they talked about free cash flow.
Free cash flow.
Free cash flow. It's easy for you to say. That means you have money in your pocket.
Always.
Okay, and if you have $300 in the bank and you have $3,000 in bills,
Yeah.
you got problems.
That's backwards.
If you got $3,000 in the bank and $300 in bills,
Yeah.
you ain't got no problems.
You're good.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
But free cash flow was mentioned in Battery Day, and I did a little short section on that with my lucky leprechaun, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Let's take a look. Okay, this is our Tesla Battery Day recon mission. We got the video up. Thank you for all the nice compliments. And we had a lot of questions, and I got more feedback on the manufacturing aspect of it than just about anything. And that is something that I know a substantial lot about. I was in it. And it's the same scenario, whether it's a small company or a big company manufacturing. You still have to make these numbers come together. So I'm going to use sort of an explanation and a story, and we're going to talk about the pot of gold, which the Irish have the tale of the man that is trying to find the pot of gold, and the leprechaun says it's at the end of the rainbow. And the guy runs to horizon to find the pot of gold, and he never finds it, and he comes back, and the leprechaun's got the pot of gold at his feet, and he says, well, I just stood right here. Now, that is a very good scenario of how a company has what Tesla calls free cash flow. And we're going to talk about this, and I've got an illustration over here. Okay, now you're in a set time period. Normally in a corporation, it is 1 quarter. And you have your sales revenue stream, okay? And these are all your expenses, okay? These are buying your tires, buying your nuts and bolts, buying your paint, all those things. When a company, and Tesla is a very good example of this, when a company is in control of the time period of the ending of the billing and payment cycle or the outflow, and they bring all those numbers down in a formed arc, there's your rainbow. At the end of this is the pot of gold. Another way of understanding it is free cash flow. They don't have any more bills for a time period. And that is a very important a feat in manufacturing. And a way that a layperson would understand it is you go along, you pay all your bills due in a month in the first 3 weeks, and you get to keep the entire last paycheck. You have free cash flow. And they did this in their cycle, which was about 6 months. In their 6-month time period with that launch, they ended up with free cash flow. I think the number they hide, things all get shuffled around, but in a roundabout way, it was pretty substantial. Probably more than they're reporting. I think they report 472 or 500. Probably that number was a little bit better. But what it really means is they got the pot of gold. They produced a period when they kept the revenue line high, and in between that gap is their pot of gold or their free cash flow. That is the objective of a lot of businesses. Apple is always the great hallmark here. You keep doing this in time periods, and there's just no stopping you. You're making money. Just like if you're making your house payment, utility payment, your insurance payment, your car payment, and you still got money left over at the end of the month, you're always going to have a house with electricity, and you're going to be driving around. Same basic scenario. Now, this is a little bit more typical of what companies get into, especially in the startup phase, which I call it the bug bite phase, is that the expense lines, okay, they don't curve down in the same time period. So you get to the end of your time period and you see you still got a lot of bills. And that's the way a lot of us live. It's called paycheck to paycheck. You get to your last paycheck and you're glad you got it because you got to still pay off the mortgage, or you got to run over and make your insurance payment or whatever. Living like that is a bit edgy. A lot of companies do it, and a lot of that goes on in the world. It's the same scenario, just with zeros behind it. And the way they beat it, and you always hear this out of a lot of stock people, they keep showing growth. So if they keep that number going up, even though they got these humps going on in all of their expense patterning, they keep enough cash to keep ahead of it. But what Tesla did in the first 6 months of this year is some hard knocks. That hand assembly business is extremely difficult. Handling those kinds of people is difficult. I was lucky to get 20 people to show up every day for 3 weeks in a row. And I'm not exaggerating. At the end of my manufacturing business, I ended up with just 2 extra people. And you know what? When it all got slow, they all showed up. When I needed them and the work was hard, it was hard to find them. But that is human management. It is these number managements. And to have that happening is a really good sign. That's how Apple did it. And another company I want to talk about, which is one of my darlings, which I have followed for a few years, is a company called Medtronics. And they have some similarities really to Tesla in that they work with batteries. They have a pretty complex device. It's a big ticket, and it's pretty essential. Same thing could be said about the car. You know, it has a battery. Transportation is essential to human civilization, and it's pretty complex to put together. This Medtronics mastered this pot of gold scenario years ago, and they never let go of it. They kept pretty much, and if you go back over there the last 20 years, they've been netting cash all along, and they're smart people. And that's really what it boils down to. Now, so anyhow, that's a company that I emulate. I talk a lot about Apple. Apple's got the same basic scenario. The phones come in and they're selling everything they can, but on the back side of that, they're also turning their numbers so that they match up in their time period. And time is the essential element here. When these events happen, and if they happen in the compressed time period, you got the pot of gold. Now, another thing I want to go over is the process manufacturing, which I had several friends in the manufacturing business and learned some from them. Process manufacturing is printing. So if you're going to print 400 posters, you type in 400. Out of the printing press comes 400. If you want 4,000 posters, you type in 4,000, and 4,000 come out of the printing press. It is the manufacturing output is really based on machinery and your ability to feed it. Cars are hand assembly, And that's one of the things that you'll probably, if you go back, there's some old YouTubes, and there are a few naysayers and some people in the auto industry that all said Tesla's going to crash. They are not going to make it, and we know why. And the reason is because an entirely hand assembly operation just gets more and more complex. And it is human management. It is getting these startup costs and all these expenses to line up in a time period, and it almost becomes unmanageable. And if you go back and look at Detroit, I mean, they're a classic example. These lines start moving around a little bit. Tesla has got it where they're in a free cash, what they call free cash flow. That's really very central to understanding the company's abilities. And that's something that also they alluded to during the Tesla Battery Day, was how they're really going to become experts in manufacturing. Now here's their one of their secret sauces, which is a substantial part of the cost of the car, and a substantial part of the car is now in a process manufacturing stage. They push a button, and just like cans of soda, the batteries come out on the other end. So if they need 200,000, they type in 200,000. If they need 202,000, they type that in, and they can control, I would say, a larger percentage of manufacturing of the car itself is in a process state. So they, like Medtronics basically, they are mixing a hand assembly manufacturing or assembly manufacturing with process. It's a little bit more blended. All the other automakers, at least at this point, are in almost a totally assemble state. There's not a big portion of a car that you just push a button and it comes out the other end. That is competitive advantage, and that is something that is somewhat unique to Tesla at this time period. And the big ticket item even makes it more attractive. Apple, again, they have some processes that they do with their chips, probably their their PC boards and stuff. They're basically assembled by a machine. And that is something that gave them this same competitive advantage. Now, he went on to talk, they both really talked about it, but they talk about this giga massive amount of batteries needed, and they're actually right. It's sort of the similar scenario. You know, when people start looking at a smartphone, especially the people inside Apple, they're like, I'm watching TV here. I'm watching the internet. I'm sending pictures. They knew everybody in the world is going to want this. And that's basically what happens. We all now have a smartphone because it's cool. It does actually enhance human life. Everybody at some point is going to want a battery relationship because we all have electricity in our homes and our businesses. And the way it's going to work, and a lot of people, it's not maybe just going to be an isolated home with solar panels on it. It may be a mini community that has a medium-sized pack bank down the road in a field from these 100 houses, and it has solar. So they're fed through the solar, but it's not necessarily all in their house. It may be a combination of all that, but the key is the battery. So every place that has electricity that's going to have a relationship, certainly to sustainable power sources, is going to need the battery bank. And the scenario of this is just unfolding. And I think, they had the vision to see that. They're like, if everything got turned over and we had battery banks and battery power in relationship to all the electricity that's being used out here, we're going to have a factory from Nevada to Las Vegas. And that's kind of what he was intending to say. It will just be on a magnitude that we really don't see right now. But the battery is the key. And the reason we know it here on EVTV is because we operate off of battery banks. Right now, the electricity that's going into that camera and going into my microphone came from the sun, came from a solar array on top of this building. Matter of fact, right above my head. I'm talking on sunshine right now. It works, but here's when it doesn't work. You either get too much sunshine and you have excess, and in 95% of American homes, that goes into the grid, or you don't have enough and you have to bring electricity in. The battery and the battery bank fills that gap, and everybody's gonna have a relationship to it. Now, another thing that, that Elon talked about and they talked about was this HVAC, which I'm kind of gonna let the cat out of the bag. The most efficient use of solar isn't making electricity, it's making hot water. It's making heat. That is a very proven process. And you are starting to see the multiples coming together here. You have a solar system that on your house that not only produces electricity, also produces your hot water as well as the heating for your home. That is just kind of unfolding, and I'm sure he's got that tucked in a pocket somewhere, but that's a really neat scenario. Now, another scenario that you don't see about, this is kind of like way back in the day, in the back of Popular Science, it was like this guy invented a carburetor that has 200 miles per gallon, but you never really saw it, you never really got it. They have, and I have seen a few clips of this over the year, and if any of the viewers find out about it, I would like to know. They have some parabolic solar systems that have water in the center of it, and they can run those parabolics with water and then power a steam generator. And that is something that a lot of people don't see in the sustainable picture, is that the steam generator only worked when you had full sun and all these conditions were right, and then what were you going to do with it? And now we have the battery bank, the reservoir, if you will, that can store electricity. Then you can transport or move it and do something with. So really, and I wrote this in the blog, the person that controls the battery controls the universe. That is going to be the key foundational part. And Tesla knows it. How much of it they really want would be another determination, because, like I said, he wants 29 square miles of plant and, or 200 square miles of a plant and, 14 million people to supervise. It is a big, tall task. But the future of sustainable energy, it's pretty well here. It's not adopted yet, but I was standing next to Jack in 2010, and nobody was driving around electric cars. Now they're crazy about them. So it's coming, probably in a lot more ways than what you think about. But the battery is cool, and it is going to be the storage device of the sun energy, is what it really boils down to. So anyhow, keep those comments coming. I always appreciate them. And there are a few things I know. I'm not really as technical as some of the other guys, but I do know a lot. I've been in business for a long time, and I certainly enjoy sharing with you my thoughts about Tesla Battery Day. Well, Bill, I was very glad to see you. We had a wonderful visit. Bill came in for a Friday night, and we hung out in EVTV like the old EVCon days,
Yeah, it was really
till
nice.
midnight,
Yeah.
looking at electric vehicle
Walking
parts.
around looking at
Looking
stuff.
at stuff
Yeah.
and chit chat and telling the old stories. EVTV is still alive and well.
It's almost a second home.
It is. The spirit is never going to leave us. We are going to play around with high voltage devices.
Maybe we could have a few drinks.
We're going to have a few drinks.
Do you have any yellow shoes?
No, I don't have any.
We need to get some yellow shoes.
By golly, I have to get them out. He gave me a pair of
We gotta get some yellow shoes
last year.
Get liquored up and play with high voltage.
We'll play with some high voltage devices. We're always going to talk about Tesla. They're the lead dog of the pack. And
kind of the only player in the game.
They are, and they're burning rubber right now. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
And they got the Super S out. I don't know if you saw that little picture. I did notice it had a slap switch on the dash.
The Super S?
It had a kill switch on it.
I don't know what that is.
You're going a little too fast. You just break the current.
Okay.
Emergency stop or slap.
Yeah.
I call it slap switch.
Okay.
So. Anyhow, we're glad you came in for this week. We're going to keep going. Keep those cards and letters coming. Comments are always welcome.
Right.
Appreciate the ones we got last time. Be looking for Bill again. He has promised to come back.
Yeah, maybe make it a monthly thing or something.
And either tear something up or build something. So you have to stay tuned.
But it won't be the same after I leave.
Find out. Yes, it will not look the same as it came out of the box. Anyhow, come back and see us next week. I'm Rich Flentge at EVTV.
I'm Bill Bear. Stay with us.